What's good, y'all? It's another episode of Is It No BS. I'm your host, Shane Hector, and I'm going to be coming at you live from WBGR studio today, and I got a special guest in front of me. My boy is a boy, Marco DaAnswer Johnson. And I can tell you guys right now, look, guys, this is the same guy who put me into work. Trust me. Call in right now at 301-429-9247. That's that number you guys can call right in real quick. And I can tell you guys right now, we about to just jump right into it. Marco,
What it do? What it do?
fighter, 5-time world champion,
Oh man,
5-time national champion.
I don't even know why they sent that to me. I didn't even want them to say that to me. Look, see, look, that's what I didn't want you to know that part, so you wouldn't even.
What do you
feel
mean you
bad.
didn't want me to know that part? Come on now, you
Nah,
should have known I was gonna do my homework, dog. You should have known that.
Oh man, I appreciate the love, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, no doubt. So let's just jump right into it. So going through a lot of different things from what I know about you. Let's start with your life.
Okay.
The man. Okay. I saw that like it said that you started martial arts when you was 4. What motivated you to start at that age? Like, and that's a very young age to actually start martial arts.
Well, let's get. I started martial arts at birth. I was on TV at 4.
Wow.
My father's been my teacher since birth. Yeah, his name is Willie the Bam Johnson. Shout out to my pops. He's a very legendary martial artist in the field of martial arts. Black Belt Magazine, Inside Kung Fu. As a matter of fact, if you ever seen the Notorious B.I.G. movie, my father was one of Biggie's inspirations. So in the movie, in the jail cell, he got all his lyrics up on the wall, but he only has one picture. That's
Wow.
a picture of my pops in the first magazine cover he ever did. So a lot of people don't know that. So for me, martial arts started like super early. Like first, I think my first picture was I was like 5 years old, and my dad had me on. He had me on in a split drinking a bottle. You know what I'm saying? So from there on, we was just doing hand techniques. And then 2 years old, my pops at 17 years old. Well, at 17 years old, he got his first martial arts school.
Okay.
He started martial arts at 6. And then he had never had a teacher up until he was about 8 years old. And then his first teacher was at a community center in Baltimore. Then he just taught himself. So everybody he got affiliated with might have showed him a little something, but he just was doing YouTube before YouTube was ever created in the the 60s and the 70s, like how we really learn martial arts, and then just gave me that. But the essence was he did Kung Fu, and when he met the person he calls his father of martial arts, Dennis Brown, he took him to China, and when he took him to China in 1984. It took his life to another level where he came back. And out of all this, my pops was still one of the biggest hustlers in Baltimore City.
It sounds like
you
it.
know what I mean? At a young age. So you still gotta, you juggling both things. You juggling martial arts, you juggling the hood star. So for me, he wanted me to be what he couldn't. That I didn't have to make that choice between. But, sometimes you live and you learn, you do it on your own. But through that journey, he taught me a style that I can't say I learned from China because it evolved. My style is my environment. It's where I was born. It's that urban community. It's that where I had to adapt because I never learned how to flip in a gymnastics gym or in China or do those forms. But I've beaten people that are from China, that are in Ninja Turtles, that do stunts for Wonder Woman, that they know me as in that field as a young legend, and they were coming up behind me. So for me, being a kid from Baltimore and, at a young age being homeless at 22, eating out Panera Bread trash cans, you name it, making choices that I didn't, want to make. But I decided I thought I knew it best. When your parents say, no, follow my path. No, sometimes them rough moments when my pops trained me like a monk, and he never whooped me. That's why I tell people I've never been whooped, but I can tell you I've been set in one of those horse stances for like 10 hours before.
And I know that. My sensei used to do those things. I'd be like, are we seriously doing this right now? Really?
Yeah. So it wasn't I look at it as my training wasn't a form of abuse. It was a form of what made me realize that I can't be a stuntman or I can't just be a rapper or athlete. I have to be a leader. I gotta leave a legacy. This is an opportunity to be in the field of entertainment, what we looked at our Martin Luther Kings and our Malcolm X's for, where people don't look at it like that now. Like, that's what we created, all these avenues of what we do. So when I do it, I don't do it for the purpose of being famous. I just want to be great.
You just want to be great.
Yeah, that's it. Like, if it take me having to train, break my leg, break my arm, and had to rehabilitate to have that moment, that one moment of greatness where a little kid, like I was telling my PR manager today, I was telling him, he asked me one question that was crazy. He said, how do you deal, like, you a street dude from the streets, you like used to hustle, used to trap, like, you know people, and then you know all these successful like celebrities, martial arts legends, and you was like, going to a joint and you said like they phony. Like I'm just preparing myself for the phoniness. And it wasn't really knowing that to say that they're phony. Right. But I know that it's a facade. They want to be famous. Yes. Out of everybody in there, they like, all right, how can I be famous before you? But I'm doing it for the little kids I teach during the summer in limited classrooms in Baltimore that losing it, that might have lost a grandparent, that might have lost a family member. I'm doing it for my 14-year-old son and my 10-year-old son. You know, like, so they'll know, and my 15-year-old, so they'll know, like, yo, my dad laid the factor so my kids can eat and we don't have to see the same type of struggle. So that's why I do it. And it's hard because how could you take somebody, like, you see all these great celebrities and they go through a real life situation and you see that in their reality. The thing of it is that they're still really going through a black belt journey. They still kind of like a purple or a brown belt. But in life, we look at them as a black belt. Oh, you've made it because you're successful. But no, you really haven't really made it until you've hit the rock bottom. So martial arts has been that journey of a lifestyle for me. Like, actually taking and making my lifestyle as an artist. When I get up, I'm an artist. When I work out, I'm an artist. When I speak, I want to be an artist. When somebody looks at me, I want them to think art, like painting a picture. So I hope that it gives you a answer to your question.
So now this is one thing that I saw, you know, when I was doing in my research. You have a quote, and I'm gonna say it. It says, "I don't study a style. I study an art." What does this mean to you, and how can make this relatable to everybody out there?
I don't, and I use that saying like, cause it kind of like chokes me up a little bit when I talk about it, cause I came up with that when I got in a moment where I was like, I ain't had nothing, like ain't nothing. I'm talking about I didn't have 2 pennies. I didn't have another outfit to change into. I didn't have a phone to even call nobody to come get me, to help me.
Wow.
And I went and I met these two dudes, like phenomenal dudes. Their name Flying Tar. I call them Flying Tar. And they end up being 2 of Usher's, like, cool, like, down since the beginning choreographers. And we used to go in clubs and battle people all the time in Philly, like, all the time. Like, that's how I met them. But I had no money. My first night, they was like, yo, you hungry? He took me to eat. And when he took me to eat and I danced, I did martial arts. I didn't do dance. I just did martial arts to the beat. And I could dance. So it just looked like to you that yo, you just did a flip. And when he walked away, when we left that night, one thing they said to me, they said, bro, you got to look at it like this. I can't even put you in a box to say that you got a style. Dog, you're like a Picasso. And I said, I do an art. Like, that's what it is. I'm painting a picture. I take a whole bunch of colors.
Yeah.
You give me 120 crayons, and I'm going to use every color in the box because I'm not going to be limited to use that one color in the box. You're not going to tell me I'm going to use that one color because I grew up in this environment. No, I'm gonna use the reds. I'm gonna use the yellows. I might use the pinks. I might use the browns. I'm gonna use all these colors. And when you're done, you're gonna look at the picture of my world.
Right.
Outside of just Baltimore, you're gonna see Baltimore. You're gonna see Trinidad. You're gonna see China. You're gonna see me traveling around the world, competing, and being the only African American kid. When I stood up there, was like the only one doing Asian art, like dressed like the Asian, like in the kung fu uniforms. Like I'm dressed like them, but they give me a different respect. Sometimes they would even say from the Chinese arts, like, "No, you're not real kung fu." I know I'm not your kung fu. I'm my kung fu. I'm an artist. I'm not your style. So that's why I say that's where the quote was created from. So if somebody ever put me in a box, or I compete, you can put me in Jackie Chan, and you'll never say me and Jackie Chan are the same style. We're two different artists.
Yep.
But
absolutely.
we can bring our color schemes together and make something even bigger. You know what I'm saying? So hope that answered your question.
Now, getting back to sports, fighting.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And I was thinking about some of the fighters that came from Baltimore, and two of them that stood out to me.
Okay.
Javante Davis.
Yep.
And Kasim Hill. And I know you know who he is because he fought some dudes.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you see yourself amongst those fighters that come from B-More? Because everybody always knows B-More as like this very, very rough city. I mean, I was in school at Morgan for 4 years of my life, and I love Baltimore. I will always love Baltimore to the day I'm dead. But what sets you apart from these other great guys out there?
They athletes. I'm an entertainer. It's a difference. I mean, there ain't no other question. I mean, they in it just for, and there's no disrespect to what they do.
Right.
I want to make money off my talent, but my brand is my legacy. When they come into boxing, like, I say the greatest thing is Javante Davis to learn from Floyd, because at the end of the day, where he comes from,
right,
he could tell a story of, like, I made it. Like, I'm from Baltimore. I made it. But to me, you really don't make it until you're actually there every summer teaching those kids. Like, I don't care about what you did on your celebrities tours and all that, because that's just the athlete side of you.
And then eventually that stuff runs out.
Yeah. When you're not hot, who you come back to? Who you hot to? You can't be... when you lose, when Hasim Rahman lost the belt, he won the belt, and everybody didn't believe in him winning the belt. He kept it for a while, and then he lost it.
Right.
The reason why everybody couldn't embrace it, like embrace him, and he mean a lot. I mean, I've done shows with him as a kid, like when he first opened his boxing gym in Baltimore. But when I seen as a kid, it was every kid didn't want to be like Hasim Rahman. I mean, Giovanni, everybody wants what they have.
Yeah.
But do they really want to be like, when I watched Jim Kelly, I wanted to be like Jim Kelly. When I see my pops, still to this day, so I'm up before the world gets up. Everybody else sleep. I'm up 3 a.m. because I know that I'm trying to attack the world. Like, your greatest, the person you think that's better than me, he sleep. He's dreaming about being better than me. I'm already planning to be better than him. So when he wakes up, I might take a nap. But he like, I'm getting up to start my day, but I already got a workout in, already planned my day, already attacked it.
Yeah.
So I say their lanes are great, but the difference is entertainment never dies.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Athleticism has a timeline. You can only be the hottest athlete for a certain amount of time, and then you fall off. Then how do you reinvent yourself? How do you teach a kid the business side of, well, after football, after you can't throw touchdowns, or after you can't get in the ring and knock nobody out, how you gonna make money? How do you make money? How do you reinvent yourself? Because that, as an athlete, as me being an athlete competition, and it's crazy. I tell people I compete now, but in 2 years I'm retiring. They're like, why? Like, dog, you're only gonna be like 35. Man, I've been competing since I was 4 years old. I don't want to compete no more. I want to compete on a different level. I want to compete on a level that opens up jobs for the next generation.
Yes.
Or shows them that your athleticism, that if you're an athlete, what if you don't get the what if you get the scholarship but you don't get the NFL contract?
Yeah.
You can be the greatest personal trainer for the NFL or for college athletes. So it's like reinventing yourself, showing them that don't be in one side of a box. So for me, competition is done. Like 5 titles. Only reason I'm competing for 2 more years is to walk away like Ray did. When Ray walked away, and I look at that, Ray walked away because he ain't want to feel like he had to get something back. Like, I still got something there. Let me go back.
Right.
Even Floyd fighting McGregor, I don't want to feel like I lost. No, he can say he beat at the top of their game. That was the top of their sport. He beat the top of their sport.
Right.
And that's my sport. I got to give it respect. I do it. That's my life. But what he did was, he showed a kid from where I'm from, anything is possible.
Yes. Man, and to your point, a lot of athletes, usually after they're done, some of them end up going into the entertainment industry anyway. I mean, even Floyd, I just recently saw him in
BET movie.
In a BET movie. Yeah. I'm just like, and it's like, hold up, Floyd, last time I checked, you was a boxer. But now even a lot of them are starting to do that now. Yep. They're getting into that field because they're realizing, like, look, my hands ain't going to be so great after a certain period of time.
Yep.
The training will still be there.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Legend of the Funk.
The
Kung Funk, man.
Yeah.
Like, we got to talk about this because I was going to talk to you about this.
I knew it was coming.
Okay, because our friend, shout out to my man AJ real quick.
AJ, baby.
Shout out to you, brother. Thank you so much. So you already know AJ had talked to me about this.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, so what is it? Tell me what this film is about.
Sum it up, it's about... The story is about Kevin, ex-police officer and a narc, police officer that we know, recognize in Baltimore. So it's more in Baltimore embracing our story. He loses everything, and it picks up from where he's on the streets. He's homeless. He ain't got nothing.
Right.
But what if you had a hero, and that had to be your hero? That was the person that was your Cape Crusader. Like... We never look at it like that. But it's true because we have powerful doctors, lawyers that lose everything, that actually become homeless, that we neglect and we walk over, that have those signs sometimes. And you might have people that do it for different reasons, but that have those signs, but they were real successful people. For one moment, I wanted to take and show a different hero. Yeah, Black Panther is from the Wakanda, but the Wakanda don't exist.
Yeah, that's true.
Baltimore exists.
Ain't that the truth?
I wanted to give us something that show we exist. So the Legend of Kung Funk is basically, it's the master of urban kung fu. So we just gave it a different spill where people are like, the Legend of Kung Funk, we just flipped the name backwards. It means the master of urban kung fu. And now through this journey of us opening it up and doing more, we're going to do more with this film. I have to, because it's my story. It's really me being homeless. It's my 8 Mile. It was a rendition of how Eminem's story was.
The moment you touched on your life earlier, and because I saw the trailer already, and I'm going to show it to the audience in a second, but I was thinking, like, now it's all coming full circle. I'm like, this is a piece of your life that you're giving. That you're giving to people for everyone to see. So real quick, folks, I'm actually going to show that trailer right now. So give me 1 second.
I lost everything.
Okay.
I need you bad as you got.
How we found my family's killer. It's been years. I gave everything I had to this place. About 3 years.
Let me be clear. I want no more interference on this.
Poor little kitten play a grown man's game. That's nothing to do with you. this guy seem quite familiar. Thanks for the workout. We just want to talk.
I'm gonna do this my way, not yours.
Yes, sir. It's your wife and kids. It's my insurance policy and my get out of jail free card. Oh, that was too easy.
Got me hyped. Like, I want to see the movie now. Like I wasn't even in the movie.
Exactly. I'm like, my goodness. Like when I first saw it, I was just like, I'm like, this is what Marco been up to, and you been holding out on me over there.
No. See, I'm not gonna say that. Then look, when you do your movie I've worked with people. I've been doing movies and TV since I did Luke Cage last year.
Right.
I've done work, but it's different when you do it yourself.
Yes.
And my company DME is finally getting a part of showing the world that it's about entertainment. It's not like everybody say, "Oh man, so you got a movie company now?" No, it's an entertainment company. Like anything I do is attached to entertainment. So when I created it, it opens up opportunities. If a kid does music and you DJ, you can do my scores. Like, I want you to do my scores because it keeps it organic. Where if he goes off and do something great, or if I go off to do something great,
right,
I can teach him how to make. I can financially set him to set his own future, and he don't have to wait on somebody to give it to him. Because I don't. That's the one thing about me. Like, I've never, even in competition, we got so many teams. When you compete, like, you got like Under Armour and stuff like that.
Oh,
in martial arts, you got John Paul Mitchell has a team. JPS has a team. John St. Pierre, like all these guys. But I've always competed with no name on my back.
Wow.
I always looked at if I put myself in line with your team, how are you going to take my brand to the next level for my next generation? It's not about me, because me is okay. It's temporary. I'm gonna be hot for about 5 years, and after my 5-year run, then I got to be hot somewhere else. That's how things work. Like, everybody can't be Jay-Z unless you have a strategic plan and a strategic mind to know, like, yo, I'm gonna hold it down for 8 summers. That's 8 straight years at the same time.
Yeah.
And then come back to know I'm gonna come back and do it another way, but I'm going to dominate it the way that the next generation is doing it.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate goal in your field. So
absolutely. And we got to talk about these fights. So there's Triple G versus Canelo. And then that Floyd, that debacle of a fight. I don't even know why. I don't think that was a waste of electricity, but because we knew what it was.
But Floyd wasn't a waste of my Cody. I guess.
But what did you think if you was Conor McGregor? How would you have fought that fight? Because I'm thinking to myself,
I wouldn't have fought the fight. Nah, I wouldn't have fought. I mean, people gonna ask me, and I'm being real. He's a martial artist. He's an MMA fighter.
Right.
I can't even say a martial artist. Now, let me define a martial artist for people.
Okay.
But a martial artist, meaning when you hear martial arts, you hear the art part. So if you do ceramic art,
yes,
you're a master of ceramic art. But if you go to a pastel class, it's different.
It is.
So you got to relearn pastel, even though you know ceramic.
True.
Language might be a little similar, but it's different. So you can't go into boxing saying, I'm going to go in and fight the top of the game. Even if he ain't even out there no more, he is orchestrating people where he's not even in it. And I want to fight you. I want you in the ring, Floyd. When you coming back, fight me first. We're to the point that I told everybody when he fought, I think it was Andre. I don't want to get his name wrong.
Ward?
No, Andre Berto. Is it Berto?
Bro, yes.
Yes. When he fought him, he wasn't fighting him because he was going to go in, and he fought that man to change his life.
Yeah.
To give him a payday that everybody else got.
Yeah.
And no disrespect, it's not that the Mexican fighters got he fought. The white fighters got he fought.
Yeah.
I mean, any race he fought, everybody ate well. But you never seen Floyd Mayweather fighting the same race of fighter at that time where he was making money, and those fighters eat that same way. Andre was the last one and the only one to eat that because he was at the top of his game.
Yeah.
That was he just came off the biggest fight with Manny Pacquiao to now whatever fight he put out, even though they would have said it was garbage, people still paid. The number still filled. The guy walked away with a millionaire. So now if he goes and fights, it doesn't even matter if he wins or loses. So that was the same thing for Conor McGregor. He's going to go back to the UFC, and UFC, it's a win. You know why it was a win? Because they didn't allow him to get knocked out. But he was allowed to show, and so people going to laugh like, yo, how could you say that? Floyd allowed him to show that MMA is good.
Right.
So he'll be able to make money in MMA now.
Yeah, and I think honestly now that he actually helped brand MMA in a different way that I never seen before.
Exactly.
Because now it showed that some fighters, they can box. And it wasn't like Conor didn't give him a run.
Yeah.
He did. He gave him a little bit of a run.
It was a good run. It was a good... He fought him adapting to the way everybody in the world watched Floyd Mayweather fight on tape for all his career. The first 49 fights. Like, oh, that's how he's going to fight. He's going to weave. He's going to roll. He's never walked towards somebody and walk you down until the ref said move. Like, no, he walked that man down for 10 rounds. Like, no, you ain't going to breathe. I ain't going to give you no airspace. To the point, fatigue will make cowards of us all.
Yeah.
He gave you the true definition of that when he did that. Fatigue broke him. He showed that the boxer is the highest athlete to be in shape there is. You can you can roller skate, but if you're getting hit in the face, it's different. How you going to exist? I say the same thing about MMA because when you go to the ground, you get time to catch your breath. I get to transition. I get to do this.
Right.
But if I'm constantly throwing hands in your face, walking you down, and you get a minute over there to break, and then you got to go right back to the ring, and I'm walking you back down, I'm going to see where your shape is for real.
Yeah, and I was saying this to a friend of mine when I watched that fight. I was like, see, even if Floyd didn't get him in the face, I always say, you can't get the face, work that body.
Work that body. Work that body.
Work that body.
Yeah, it's all a facade of how it looks when you got the strong abs and all that. But if you can't take a shot to the gut or to the solar plexus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're going to feel that. Believe that.
Hey, yeah.
That's just how it goes.
That's an inside joke, yeah.
Right.
Oh, man.
But yeah, and then Triple G in that fight. Now, I saw some highlights of it.
They killed boxing.
I've been hearing that, and I'm just like, and then when I looked at the highlights, I'm like,
Floyd saved UFC, and Canelo, Oscar De La Hoya, and Triple G killed boxing in one night, in one weekend.
In one weekend.
In one weekend, you took the high that boxing had a win, and you put it in competition with itself
for no reason.
Instead of taking the crossover in combat sports. The only way boxing will ever exist is if you take Triple G and Canelo and you fight them again. The winner fights that weight class of fighter that's the top in the UFC, like GSP. But they can't fight in boxing. They got to go to UFC now because it's UFC's game. You want their money. You want their fans because boxing is boring.
Yeah.
Like boxing now, you can watch a boxing match. The only reason people enjoyed the Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather fight, because Floyd changed the fight. Now, if Floyd would have fought the way he fought, it would have been boring.
Right.
It would have been boring. He fought his normal way. He'd have been weaving. He'd been countering. It would have been boring.
This time I saw him like get in his face. He was, throwing punches. And
It was the press conferences. He put all that in the press conferences.
Yep.
To now, Floyd. That's why you quiet. That's when you know that's the most dangerous fighter. If the man been talking all his career and then he shut up, everybody say, "Oh yeah, no, he's shutting up because of this." No, he shut up because he knew he got a job to do. He know the job now. The Triple G and Canelo fight was a great fight on the side of what boxing was in the 80s and the 90s.
90s, yeah.
In 2001, boxing changed. When Mike Tyson bit Holyfield's ear, boxing changed because it became more of an entertainment spectacle than anything.
Yeah.
When Hasim Rahman's eye got that big, that it was more of an entertainment spectacle. When you started seeing people come up with rappers and different artists, Justin Bieber coming to the ring.
I know, Lil Wayne opening up for Floyd. Was...
You seen Roy Jones start doing it and showboating in the ring. It changed. Yeah. But now, that's all said and done. Now it's in competition with a sport that you can't do all that. You got to be at the top of your game, the best athlete in the world, to be able to know your shins, your forearm, your neck, you name it. Everything is intact because when you go in that fight, it can be determined with one punch. And he ain't even got to have skills. That shows you from all the fighters that started off in the UFC that the Chuck Liddell's a Kempo fighter, but he only beat you with one punch his whole career.
Yeah.
Rampage Jackson beat you with one technique. If he got you and he body slammed you, it was over.
Yeah.
So I think that for those two fights, one fight changed the spectacle of how you looked at one sport that was still like a baby, was in the infant stage, growing up, starting to walk. Now it's walking. Now that joint is almost a teenager. And boxing is that old man that's still on the porch like, hey, you need to do it like this because we've been doing it like this for years. Like
remember back in the day, I used to do this. Yeah. And we hear the same old time.
Boxing don't fit casinos no more. And we have nothing but casinos popping up around in our area. So you're going to see UFC in a casino in this area before you see a boxing match.
Yeah, that's especially true. Folks, real quick, I'm going to take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere on the No BS Show.
The season's been really rough so far. We've been so inconsistent
Woo.
With our effort. So
that was a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot, bro.
It's a matter of guys.
That was a lot, bro. And when you be in the house and you practice talking to Oprah and Steve Harvey for the last like 10 years, you come in with people like you and you ask good questions, I'll be already prepared.
I told AJ I plan on being two things in my life: being the best actor who does his own stunts, and being the best broadcaster like Howard Cosell. That's what I'm trying to do. And the thing is when I was telling him about acting, I was saying to him, like, I only have a mixture of three guys.
So everybody we play has been pumped up for us. And so they're experiencing it. They didn't realize it was going to be that hard to repeat.
So now, today's going to be a breakthrough for you. What have you instilled in them for this particular game?
So this has been great lessons for dealing with adversity. So I've been giving them all kind of adversity quotes, how it builds character. Do you lay down and cry? Do you give up? Or do you continue battling? Last night was a very great practice. And from the warm-up, they seem to be really, really ready. I've never seen us warm up this hard so far this season.
Well, Coach Jordan, they know your pedigree. They know that you bring championships and you know what you're talking about. So they're ready to follow you.
Hey, I'm ready to lead them. I've been waiting.
All right, Coach Jordan, we'll talk to you at the end of the game, okay? Best of luck to you. All right, back to you, Sky.
All right, that was Glenn Wooten with Coach Joyner from the men's team here at Prince George's Community College. We are 5 minutes away from tip-off, so we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be back with the men's action, WBGR Sports Network. It's game day. Let's go. All right, we are here with Mikayla Carter, and she is the point guard.
The season's been really rough so far. We've been so inconsistent, first of all, with our effort. So it's just a matter of, guys, we have a lot of talent. It's a matter of guys competing, is what we haven't done all season. So that's why we're 4-8 at this point.
Now, you have some returning ball players from last year, and they know your philosophy. They know how to work. So what do you think is the problem with some of them?
Well, as I said before, I've won a champ.
And we're back, folks. And real quick, I just want to give some real love to my man Marco. Thank you again for coming on to the show, brother. And it's been great. I mean, good luck with the film. And, you know, real quick, guys, on YouTube, please go and check it out. The Legend of Kung Funk. You know, he'll have some upcoming stuff for us. And right now, it's already at 15,934 views. That's the last number.
934?
Yeah.
We was at 8, like 15. Oh, snap. We moving up.
Yeah.
Yes, please go on. Check it out. Please check it out. Comment, views. I want the opinion of, I'm a people's. I don't do it for the everybody else out there, Hollywood. I do it for the people. I want to keep on giving people heroes that they can relate to. Like,
absolutely.
You can get up, and that person is not going to make you pay $50 for an autograph. He going to make sure you get an autograph, T-shirt, poster, all for free. Like, that's me. That's you got to get back first. So I appreciate you first and foremost for bringing me out,
Thank you, brother.
Can I get you for part 2?
Yes. As long as you're chaining me, I don't care. I'm ready.
I got you, bro. I got you.
But thanks again, man. It's always good to have you.
Well, I appreciate you, fam.
Real quick, folks, I'm going to take another quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere on the No BS Show.
All right, we are here with Mikayla Carter, and she is the point guard for the Lady Owls. Carter, how you doing today, Mikayla?
I'm pretty good.
So what's your take on the game? How you think y'all played together today?
I think we played pretty good coming back from a long break. We should have played a little bit harder as a team, but we got the job done.
You can started off kind of slow as a team. What was it? I noticed y'all had a lot of turnovers early in the game. Just couldn't get in the flow.
Yeah, we couldn't get the flow of the game at the beginning of the game. But, we pulled it through in the second half, so, we good.
Were the referee whistles a factor in how you played the ball? Because I know you had 3 fouls early in the first half. Was that a determining factor? Because you played aggressive the whole game. Did you have to control your game according to the referee whistle? Because it seemed they had a quick whistle tonight.
Yeah, I had to change my game up in the second half because they gave me, 3 fouls. I had 3 fouls in the beginning, and that's why my coach didn't start me in the second half.
Right.
But, I tried to stay back, not getting more fouls, so it changed my game a little bit.
That was an excellent ball game. So when the game got...
And we're back, folks. Got to talk about the Green Bay Packers. I want to thank you guys for listening and watching my interview with Marco. I have to say, like I said, he's a phenomenal brother. He's definitely, definitely done great with helping me in parts of my life, especially with my acting career. So thank you again, Marco, for coming through. But real quick, folks, I'm going to talk about the Green Bay Packers because, I think I've been seeing this and I've been really, kind of getting mind-boggled by this. Why are we talking about the Packers like these guys is really that good? No, the Packers still are not that good. Don't get it twisted, okay? Packers, let's be honest about it, okay? You're in the NFC North. Nobody's in the NFC North. You're 1-1, and you're number 3 in the NFC North anyway. So I don't know why everybody's getting all crazy over this team. It's like, guys, I kind of have a news flash. Okay, let's just be honest about this. You beat Seattle. That was cute. You scored 17 points. Then you got shell-shocked on Sunday night against Matty Ice and the Atlanta Falcons. Okay, let's just be honest about it. Call in at 301-429-9247. Okay, call in at that number. Shout out to Mahogany Black. Thank you so much, Mom, for all your hard work in the graphics. Because she actually did do this graphic, y'all. She does a great job. So thank you again. But let's talk about the Green Bay Packers real quick before I have to move on in the interest of time. So you've got the Falcons, who have a pretty decent defense. Okay, Vic Beasley got hurt though, so he might be out for a little bit of time. We don't know his prognosis yet. He might even be a game time decision for next game. So that's just what it is. But they got a lot of Clemson guys on that D line, and those guys come to play. And the Falcons secondary, Alfred came to play, Trufant came to play. They have some pretty decent guys in that secondary. Okay, linebackers. Deion Jones, I like the kid, but here's my issue with what people don't understand about Green Bay. Green Bay hasn't been nice since they won the Super Bowl. Yeah, they had that one little 15-1 season. Yeah, that was cute, but it's like, be honest with yourself. That one loss came from the Kansas City Chiefs, who didn't even really do much like that year. They really didn't. They wasn't even a good football team that year. Okay, but it just mind boggles me that everybody's like, oh, the Packers might have a chance to make it to the Super Bowl. Ladies and gentlemen, they still got 14 more games to play. The Bengals, they'll probably win that. They'll probably beat the Bears. Now, the Cowboys, they're going to be playing in Jerry World. I don't think they're going to beat Dallas, because I think Dallas is going to get it together this week, and then they're going to get right back on track. They'll beat the Vikings by default, because the Vikings ain't got no quarterback. Let's just be honest about it. The Saints, well, you saw what New England did to them, so, it is what it is. And then the Lions, then the Bears, and then they got to play Baltimore at home. Now, when they see Baltimore, if Baltimore's playing the way I think Baltimore's going to be playing this year, they're going to have a really rough time with them. And then they got to play at Pittsburgh. You really honestly believe that the Green Bay... I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers ain't good. Aaron Rodgers will probably get 10 wins this year. He's probably going to win this division by default. But if the Lions actually show up, you have fun with that. You let me know how that goes. It's just not going to end well for the Green Bay Packers. I don't understand why people think that the Green Bay Packers are going to do something just because of who the darn quarterback is. You can have, as the only way you're going to win. I've seen Aaron Rodgers have a great season, and he was 4-12. I don't know why people acting like, now, granted, that was a young Aaron Rodgers. But still yet, you can't sit here and tell me that this dude is going to really do much. But I just had to touch on the Packers real quick. And let's go in and talk about the University of Maryland. Anybody who's a Maryland fan in the area, I want you guys to understand something. I like this kid, Kasim Hill. He's the truth. I've seen a lot of good quarterbacks come through Maryland. I thought that... Perry Hills, he wasn't bad. He wasn't a bad quarterback. But this kid, Kasim Hill, I think that he has the potential to not only be the best quarterback in the Big Ten, but I actually think that this kid, the way he plays the game, he plays very, very poised. He's not rattled. He's a freshman. And the thing is, he's from the DMV. He's from D.C., Washington, D.C., y'all. And, and here's the thing about Kasim Hill. He led this team to 2 wins already. Okay, they're 2-0. Led this team to 2 wins. And and on top of that, he took over for Tyrell. Is it for Pigrome, because Tyrell Pigrome got hurt during the Texas game. And then Hill finishes the rest of that game, and then they win the ball game. So here's the situation. This kid went to St. John's College High School. 6'2", 220 pounds at the time. He's now 6'2", 231 pounds. This kid is big. He can run very fast. I think his 40 time was clocked at 4.6, 4.5. So this kid is fast. He was a 4-star recruit. He had a lot of different offers to a lot of different schools. He actually had an offer to Michigan, but he just chose not to go. So the truth is this is a really special kid. I believe this kid's special. I believe he's going to be something great for Maryland. And I think that Maryland just, honestly, they got to steal. Coach DJ Durkin, my hats off to you for recruiting this young man. I think that this kid is going to be something special. The only issue that I have with him, because I noticed this when I seen him try to throw it, he's struggling right now throwing that back shoulder throw. Now that's something that could be developed. You know, he's a freshman. Okay, that's something that could be developed. But when he starts throwing that back shoulder fade, y'all have fun stopping this kid, because him and DJ Moore, they've already been hooking up already on some touchdowns. And I think that this kid is something special. And do I believe if he can lead Maryland? Absolutely. No question. I believe he can lead them. And it's really funny because I watched him play against Towson. Granted, it's Towson. I know what y'all about to say. I understand it's Towson. But how he played that game, I love the way he played. Because Towson was giving them some problems. But Kasim Hill, he took that game on his shoulders, and then he started making plays. Big kid. I think they're gonna I think the Big Ten is gonna be in trouble if this kid starts to throw touchdowns all over the place. They're gonna have some real problems. The only question I have is I want to see how he does against University of Central Florida, who they who they're hosting tomorrow. At 3:30. So I want to see how he's gonna do against them. But I think that that's gonna be a very interesting game, because last year, you know, they had a little bit of trouble with UCF. You know, they went into overtime with these boys, and they still won, but, you know, it was a bit of a problem. So I think that Kasim Hill, he's gonna really do some work. That's just what it comes down to. But right now, I'm gonna move on in the interest of time. I gotta talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, Cowboys fans, I'm coming for y'all, because I'm tired of y'all coming on my page talking about New England. I understand y'all think that y'all gonna see New England in the Super Bowl, but after what I saw last week against Denver, I highly doubt y'all gonna get that far. I just don't, because Denver trounced y'all. I mean, seriously, y'all are the Dallas Cowboys, okay? The Dallas Cowboys. All right, you're 1-1. You lost 42-17. You lost to Trevor Siemian. Do you remember I don't even remember does anybody remember the last time Trevor Siemian was even good? I don't even remember. Okay, Ezekiel Elliott had 8 yards on 9 carries? Are you out of your mind? That is crazy. You've got to be kidding me. You can't sit here and tell me that Zeke this is going to be a real problem for the Cowboys if they continue to play like this for the rest of the year. You can't play like that. Now defenses realize the offense is predicated on one thing. It's predicated on Zeke getting the ball, pounding the football, and we will make Dak Prescott. We will force Dak Prescott to win the game. Now, he dropped back 50 times. 50 times. Okay? I really want you to think about that. He drops back 50 times, had 30 passes completed, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That's cute. Jason Witten was able to break a record. Congratulations. Except there's one run problem. Your leading rusher was Dak Prescott, 3 carries for 24 yards. He had nice little 11-yard run for a first down. That was cute. But Zeke, 9 carries, 8 yards, that's not going to cut it in this league. But C.J. Anderson, though, I mean, he was looking like Zeke that day, 25 carries, 118 yards, and a touch, and he added a touchdown. Not to mention Jamal Charles, who got resurrected from the dead, had 9 carries for 46 yards. So you know that there's a serious problem. There's a serious problem when you have to. Now, I'm not saying he didn't play Mile High because he played in Mile High. I'm not going to act like, it's not hard to play there because Tom Brady's 3-7, is in Mile High. Not to mention he's 7-9 in his career against Denver. So playing Denver is not exactly a very easy team to beat. But when Trevor Siemian's throwing 4 touchdown passes and he drops back only 32 times and he has 22 passes completed, that's a bit of a problem, But at the end of the day, this is what I got to say. I feel like Denver, as Dallas, you guys can bounce back, but you better not play like that again as against your next team. You better not, because if we see that again, then I'm gonna have to question if Dallas can even win a playoff game. Because I'm sorry, I don't see with their remaining schedule. I don't see them beating. Well, they'll probably beat Green Bay just because Green Bay ain't got no run defense. They go beat the Niners. The Rams, after what I saw, I'm not going to let that 49ers game fool me, but I think the Rams is going to shape up that defense. And Wade Phillips used to coach that Denver defense. So, me knowing that, I'm not going to put anything past the Rams at this point. And then you got to play the Skins. The Skins always give you problems. Y'all not beating the Chiefs. That's just not going to happen because now you've been exposed. And that's not good because the Chiefs because the Chiefs, in my opinion, they have just as good of a defense as Denver. So you're not beating Kansas City. I can tell you that right now. You'll beat the Falcons just because the Falcons ain't got no defense. But Chiefs, nah, you can hang that one up. You'll beat the Eagles just because the Eagles barely have they got a front 7. They don't have no secondary. So now Dez got to show up. And Shannon Sharp on Fox Sports have brought this up. Dez don't run too many routes, and you guys got to get him to run some more routes because I don't like the fact that he only runs. Well, Shannon said 3 routes. I say he runs about 4. So he runs the 9 route. He runs maybe a up and go route, which means that the receiver, he literally goes up, comes back, and then goes back up again. It's an up and go. The 9 route, which is just a straight up fly, which means he just flies down the field and just burns the corner, which is not going to happen because he's not a burner. Okay. The slant route, when the corner opens himself up, which is like this, it goes up, and then he slants inside towards the linebackers or maybe the safeties, and he might get hit. But very rarely, they're letting that route happen. And in the fade route, that's it. When you in this league, you got to be able to run more routes than that. And at this point, after what I saw, I really don't think that Diz is going to be able to do much for Dallas outside of that. So you got to find a way to get him involved in the game. That's just what it is. But I'm going to move right along. And I'm going to talk about the Ravens in my last 4 minutes. Sorry, Dallas fans. The truth is this. Okay? The truth is this. Y'all have fun with the rest of y'all season. Baltimore. Yeah, I wasn't going to forget about y'all, especially since I just had to show my man love earlier. So I'm going to definitely talk about the Baltimore Ravens because as much as I don't want to talk about them, I'm going to have to talk about them anyway. People are letting this 2-0 get to their head. First off, let's look at who the Baltimore Ravens played. You played the Browns and you played the Bengals. The Bengals is trash, and the Browns got it. The Browns got a quarterback problem? So no, this 2-0 is cute. Okay, Then you got to play the Jaguars in London. Have fun with that. That's going to be cute. I'm pretty sure you'll beat the Jaguars. Okay, that'll be fun. And then you got to play Pittsburgh. That's the game I'm looking forward to. Because this, to me, is going to be the game where I say, okay, the Ravens is pretty legit in this team. I don't think I want to play with these boys anymore. You guys got to see Pittsburgh. Week 4. Okay? So you'll see them October 1st at 1 o'clock. Everybody be ready for that game because that one's going to be good. It's always a good rivalry. And it's a home game. So it's a home game for you guys. So Baltimore, don't worry. You ain't got nothing to worry about. You should get a win, you know. There's no reason why you shouldn't get a win. But at the same time, let's just be honest about it now. You're playing some teams that, let's just be honest about it, they're not good teams. I expected you to be 3-0 after these teams. So if you beat Jacksonville, that's not going to be no surprise to me. But I'm going to see what you do when you got to play Pittsburgh, and then you got to go to Oakland. You got to go to the Raiders. I highly doubt you're going to beat the Raiders. Highly doubt it. But I'm not, because like I said, I can't trust Jimmy Smith. I don't. I never trusted Jimmy Smith. Probably won't trust Jimmy Smith. I think at some point you've got to really say to yourself, is Jimmy Smith really even that good? You know? So, I don't know. But it is what it is. But like I said, y'all, you know, we're going to see how this goes. And this is going to be very, very interesting. And I don't think T-Sizzle is back. You got Jimmy Smith back. Flacco's actually doing his thing. I like the pickup of Jeremy Maclin because I saw in that game against the Browns, you know, he did some special things. So I like what Jeremy Maclin does. I think he's a good kid, and I think that he's going to be good for y'all for a long time. So we'll see what happens after the season. But other than that, I really don't see the Ravens doing anything. Because I'm looking at the rest of their schedule, you know, and you got the Dolphins. The Dolphins like to run the football. That might be a tight one. You're going to beat the Bears. You're going to beat the Vikings just because neither team got a quarterback. The Titans, on the other hand, for any of you Titans fans out there, I actually have y'all winning that game against Baltimore because Mariota's healthy. The defense is playing well for the Titans. I actually could see the Titans win that game, but that depends on where the Titans are at that time because that will be November 5th on a Sunday. And then Ravens, y'all not beating Aaron Rodgers. You're just not, so you can hang that up as well. I honestly don't even think you're going to beat Matthew Stafford either, but we'll see what happens with that. You'll beat the Texans just because the Texans got a quarterback problem. But, guys, I am out of time, so I am so glad and thankful that you guys have tuned in today. Shout out to Royal Hector for tuning into the show today, and to Mahogany Black, my boy Marcos, to Jabari Emmanuel Chalet. I saw you joined in. Thank you so much, Austin. Miss Kid Burrow, I saw you. Thank you so much. I thank all of you who tuned in today to watching the show. It's a really great show today. Join our Facebook group of fans at join the No BS No Holds Barred Talk Show Sports Fans group. Then I want you to follow me on Blogger, No BS No Holds Barred.blogspot.com. And then you can follow me on social media at insane_Shane29 on Twitter. Underground SB29 on Twitter. And then you can also find me on Facebook at Shane Hector, and then Underground Sports LLC.blogspot.com, and then you guys can find me that way. But again, guys, I thank you guys so much for watching the show. I'm really appreciative of what you guys have done, and I appreciate the support. And we had a great day today. Love you guys. Peace.